they would be considered the angel.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the angel round should be prior to the VC round. And,
Yeah, of course.
But now you are still in.
We're not doing a round. We're building relationships. We're not like, this is the thing. People have a traditional mindset of how business is ran. I'm like kicking that in the balls. And I'm doing what I feel is right. And I'm building relationships with these people in lieu of the future, and it's just working.
So, the four of you in the team,
He's actually not on the team.
Oh, so you all like agree? They all like agree with this kind of non-traditional route.
I'm actually helping them build their companies too. Each person on my team has their own company, and I made sure of that. That was my first thing when we first got together. It was like, okay, you guys can't work with me on my dream without having a dream. And we got to make sure that dream happens too.
So they're
founders as well of their own companies.
Are they also startups?
Yeah, they will be startups. They're just not fully attained on them yet. They're creating their business plans, working on market ideas.
What kind of stages? Is it like earlier stages than your
Yeah, way earlier. The only one who has a business that's as closest to mine is Jeff Kohler. He has a business called Context. Context is a modular projector screen provider. That's what they do. They glass screen billboards. If you get what I mean.
Not totally.
So, could you picture a billboard being glass, and the picture projected onto the screen, and not LED, but
but it's a glass billboard.
Yeah.
So it's like a new kind of technology.
Yeah. So it's neat. It's neat. I like it. It works.
What is mass whitelisting?
Mass whitelisting meaning getting as many people to give us their names and emails as possible. Like on our page right now at the bottom, we have whitelisting and it asks us for your name and your email. The more names and emails we get, the more people we can send the beta to. The more people can enlist in the airdrops. The more people enlist in the airdrops and sign up for the beta, the more stable the cryptocurrency is itself.
Why the cryptocurrency could be more stable?
Because more people use it. That's how currency is stealth.
I don't guarantee that the people who receive the email, they will actually sign in for the beta.
It's not for sure, but that's why you mass do things. Like, you got to think like this. Does the news think about the people that's actually watching the news, or do they just tell the news? They just tell it.
How many people again are attending the events last month?
The last startup?
The live ICO event.
We didn't do one last month.
No, next month. In June.
No, next month?
Yeah, next
How many
month.
people bought tickets already? Or how many people are we seeking to come? How many people do we expect?
Who bought the tickets?
125 people.
Yeah, and how many people are on the whitelisting? Who have the email on your list?
500.
But they are not all of them bought a ticket.
No, those come from the website.
So these people are basically the user base in the initial period.
Early adopters.
Okay. And you said the shares it is bankable. What do you mean by bankable?
Meaning you have a wallet.
But that can only be used through your platform.
That's bankable.
Yeah, but it's not liquid.
What's liquid?
I don't know, just could be used in a wider market.
I mean, meaning on the basis of bankable and spendable. Each of our partners in our system, especially when they enlist into the premium service, they can accept shares if they want. So, and that means that's definitely why we're focused on non-for-profits and small businesses in a underserved and underrepresented community, because a lot of those businesses don't have opportunities to gain finances, and so we use that in lieu of that situation. So with them being bankable, with crypto itself, your wallet is your bank. You are your own bank. You just don't spend them. They have to sit somewhere.
Yeah, I think. So for the pre-sale, you said the pre-sale will be focused more on civic and social affairs.
Yeah, so
What
basically events. So that's how we pre-sale. Like we pre-sale tickets to our events. Tickets wouldn't really be tickets to us because we don't do ticketing, but that would mean, okay, we have a user.
Kenya?
Nope.
Jacob?
Nope.
When is the pre-sale?
Every event we start June 22nd.
And then what will be the frequency of the?
We're looking to do 2 events per month.
And then, so the June 22nd, that one is also count as a pre-sale?
Yes.
Oh. So pre-sale has nothing to do with going public, like launching the platform?
Nope.
Oh. So it's more like building relationship with the promising users.
Yep.
Oh.
Building relationships with the users, making genuine connections with them, showing them that we're people too. We understand their situation. We're part of the situation, and we're willing and open to create solutions for it.
So for the events that will happen twice a month, what will be the content except for Live sales?
Live activity, meaning it could be runs, it could be art expos, it could be a showcase, anything dealing with something that the community outsources itself. And what we do is we bring in keynote speakers to motivate them, to enlighten them, and to give them the information about our company and cryptos like it and how they can get involved. So I feel like for people to hear that knowledge on a consistent basis and to retain it, that's vital.
Yeah, so are you looking for speakers for the June 22nd?
Yes, I actually have 2 speakers now. Matthew Heldut from the Government Blockchain Association.
So what is the last name?
Heldut. HELDUT. And
For the Government Blockchain
yep.
Association?
Yep. And another community leader, her name is Ehi, EHI. Her last name, now that's give me a second. I just knew Matthew's last name because it was like super easy. But Ahi's company is called Geek Empowered. Amawu. Geek.
Geek Empower.
Geek Empowered. Like a geek.
Yeah, so just that this association, they just kind of like prove they prove the share, the currency.
What do you mean? They don't prove anything. Acceptance proves it.
Yeah, but I remember like at the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah, they said it could be set at 12 cents.
Oh.
Standard.
But they are not like an authority that proves.
They work with lawyers that are authoritators in the city.
So are they like I don't know, like a consulting agency that they can come up with the price that are suitable for this? But does that have like legal
Man, that's the thing with blockchain right now, especially. Chicago just became the #1 blockchain city in the nation because lawyers are literally creating the laws right now as we speak, which is crazy. But, you know, they make biased laws in certain terms, but in lieu of understanding how traditions go, traditions only work when people believe them. People believe things when the masses are involved. If we get the masses involved and we get the masses to circulate, who cares about the tradition? It's something that needs to be done that hasn't been done.
So there are no certain like regulation agency that could regulate later.
I mean, they can, but they won't. If you sign your company up as a certain S Corp or LLC and you're part of their centralized network, yeah. But if you're going decentralized to where it's going to disrupt the system that is part of theirs, no. So pretty much what we're doing now is gaining the acceptance and the connection with the masses, with the community, and giving the power back to the community, giving the say back to the community to say that they are in charge of their lives and how things work.
Could you tell me more about, you said for 10 years because of you were set up by the police and you were banned from the workforce. Could you tell me more about what was the case? Why you
so like I said earlier, I was working as, well, not necessarily working, but I was a house dancer. I actually traveled behind Madonna for about 2 years. So when I came back, I went to 106 in Park. My dance group, we won the competition on 106 in Park twice. I had a big following in the city. I had a big following in the city and created my own dance group. We were about 30 or 40 people strong. We had about 30 to 40 members on our team. And it was just a power struggle with the local authorities. With me being 15, 16, and I have control of 30 to 40 people that listen to me. Like, really listen to me. Like, if the police was to literally come over here and we were sitting here and they tried to tell us to move, everybody would literally look at me to see how I would respond for them to move.
You were only 16?
Like, I was only 16 when that happened. And
the police was scared.
Yeah. So to them, that begins to create a power struggle with them. You know what I mean? That's a problem to them, to have somebody young, authoritative with that type of power. And I guess they felt that they just needed to cut it short. So when they did that, I was actually planning to have practice for my dance group an hour after that. Had to cancel practice because I was arrested. I was arrested for about 3 days.
For what?
Possession of a firearm.
But did you?
No, I didn't have the firearm. It wasn't my firearm. Never seen the firearm for 10 years.
And then after you were arrested, you were just set free afterward?
I was arrested, went to court. I ended up having to sit down for 8 months. Sat down for 8 months. Got out. I was on probation for about 5 years. Got off of probation. So, in the means, as I just said, that was almost like 6 or 7 years already. So, in that little time, I wasn't able to work or do anything. You know what I mean? And to now,
the probation lasted for
5 years.
So during the probation, you're not allowed to do anything?
As a felon, you can't get a traditional job. As a felon, the only jobs that are open to you are warehouse jobs.
But you didn't win the case when you were on the court. Did you? You didn't win the case. That's
Win?
Yeah.
No. Initially, no. Initially, what happened? I went to court. The state, the city dropped the case, so I was clear. 6 months later, the state picked the case back up, and then I got charges pressed on me because I didn't have the budget to finance a lawyer.
So you didn't have a lawyer?
No, I didn't have the budget to finance a lawyer.
But there should be a public lawyer.
A public defender would have definitely had me arrested. Like, I had a public defender.
So you would rather not have one?
Yeah, I actually had a public defender my first 5 minutes of my case. I fired them, and then I went and did my case on my own. Thank you, miss. Hey, it's the truth. Like, hey, I'm glad you said that, miss.
Well, there's some history behind that.
Yeah, trust and believe.
My youngest daughter was ready to go away to college. I wasn't ready to be an empty nester. So I adopted a little baby boy who was 18 months old. He was half black and half Cherokee. And
Bless your soul.
it's wonderful. He's a big kid. And now he's a man. I'm 83 and he's 33, so you see.
Blessings.
But the thing is, he was raised in a white family. He lived in Hyde Park, which is basically a white community. International, but still, really white.
Yep.
And so,
And they promoted as black.
there were things that I didn't know. I was constantly coming up against racism. So I was about feelings about it just simply because I experienced it and it was nonsense. You know, and
Brutal.
so anyway, I survived all of that, survived, but I did not guess. But one day I found myself getting blindsided a lot of times. A lot of things because I just wouldn't recognize them. I had a friend who was a psychologist. I was too. She looked different when you look at it from the outside.
Right.